Jonathan Lee Riches Investigates. I am covering the Moscow, Idaho case. The father of Dylan Mortensen is being sued again. Brent Mortensen was just sued by Discover Bank. This is the third lawsuit against him since the Moscow, Idaho tragedy happened. I already made one report about him being sued by Bank of America in December of 2022. Just the other day, Discover Bank is now suing Brent Mortensen. Filed a lawsuit against him. Check it out. So according to Idaho Court Record Search, iCourt Portal, Discover Bank is suing Brent Mortensen, the father of Dylan Mortensen. The case was just filed on February 9th, 2023. Debt collections of more than $10,000. Status is pending. Discover Bank against Brent Mortensen, and case filed, summons issued, summons. So looks like on the 9th, this summons at this time is unserved. So they weren't able to serve the father of Dylan Mortensen this lawsuit. This is the third lawsuit filed against Dylan Mortensen's dad since the Moscow tragedy happened. 2 lawsuits filed against him this year and 1 filed against him in December, all from banks and financial institutions. And earlier this year, the First National Bank of Omaha is suing Brent Mortensen. Each of the 3 lawsuits for over $10,000. What is going on here, people? What is going on with Dylan's father, Brent Mortensen? Dylan is one of the surviving victims, surviving roommate. Some might say she's a victim. Others are questioning her being a victim. I feel she's a victim. But there's a lot of scrutiny and a lot of people questioning what she did that day, that fatal day, November 13th, 2022, during the early morning hours when 4 people living in the home that she was inside got brutally stabbed by Bryan Kohberger, who got arrested. Allegedly Bryan Kohberger. I think it was Bryan Kohberger. But Dylan Mortensen, you know, according to the affidavit of probable cause, she's listed as DM. Saw a person with a mask, bushy eyebrows. She froze. She went and locked her bedroom door and then pretty much didn't call authorities. She's not even the one that called authorities, I don't believe, till way into the next day. A lot of people are questioning that. People want to know about Dylan. People want to know about Dylan's upbringing, who she is, where she came from, her family. So she is in the public eye, and she will continue to be in the public eye, centered around this case. Not as much as Bethany, because Bethany is another roommate. She doesn't get the same level of scrutiny because Bethany, according to the affidavit of probable cause, lived on the first floor. She was in her first floor room. Dylan was on the second floor room, and it doesn't say anything about Bethany seeing or hearing anything. So Bethany's not getting the scrutiny that Dylan is. It probably would be a different picture if Dylan did see Bryan Kohberger or whoever was in the home and then picked up and called 911 right away. I don't think Dylan would get as much scrutiny and people analyzing her as much. But Dylan is she's a mystery. She's a mystery based off the limited information that has been provided with this case. They don't release a lot, so people want to know what happened. And they're waiting to see why Dylan did what she did that day. But her father, he's somehow going through financial problems since the tragedy happened. 3 separate banks, lawsuits, are suing him for over $10,000. I've reported that her father's had numerous businesses in the past. Numerous. I'm talking lots of businesses that failed, believe it or not. that weren't successful. So I don't know what's going on behind the scenes with the Dylan Mortensen, and maybe, you know, her family issues, possibly, you know, reason why she did what she did that 13th day, because she has her own issues going on with her and her family, connected in some way, possibly, maybe not. Maybe not. But I am analyzing this case. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know your thoughts on what I just shared and your thoughts on Dylan Mortensen. Do you feel she's a victim? Do you feel she has to answer to the public? Or do you feel, you know, what is your thoughts? I just want to know your thoughts on Dylan Mortensen. I'm questioning. I feel that was negligent. Because if she would have called 911 right away, I think Bryan Kohberger, would have been caught quickly, apprehended quickly. You know, the governor of Idaho allocated $1 million to, you know, find the person responsible. You know, that's a lot of money. If Bryan Kohberger was caught, you know, this would have been solved quickly. The money, you know, he wouldn't have put out the money like that. Also, the people's names that were thrown out there during this mystery, that month, you know, after the tragedy happened, all the way through the, you know, the middle of December, you know, Jack DeCore, Jack Showalter, Jake Schreigel, Jeremy Reagan, Enon Harsh, people's names got thrown out there. And, you know, if Dylan would have called the police right away or called authorities, maybe their names wouldn't have been out there like that, because we don't know what they're going through, those people, still to this day, particularly Jack DeCore and Jack Showalter. We'll talk soon. Everyone be safe. God bless. Subscribe to my channel. Like, hit the notification button. I am covering this case, Moscow, Idaho 4. We'll talk soon. God bless.